Good morning. You're listening to Veterans Views on WJOB 104.7 FM, 1230 AM. And we are an award-winning Indiana-based radio talk show dedicating to serving veterans by discussing important issues like PTSD, benefits, health care, employment. Our show has been running for almost 17 years now.
Yeah.
I'm here. My name's Robert Rockwell. I'm here with my co-host Donna Dunn and Steve Bramer, and we're here to light it up this morning. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to chat about. We're going to go on with reading through our sponsors because, of course, we're all volunteer here, and we donate our time every week to get out the good information to our listeners and to our viewers out there. And we couldn't do this without our contributors, of course, supporting the show and keeping us on for so long to give us the opportunity to win the awards from Indiana and continue to Charlie Mike down the road with the Veterans Views radio show here. All right, first we got Calumet Breweries, 6535 Osborne Avenue in Haven. You can reach them at 219-845-2242. Thank you for your contribution, long-term contributor here. Calumet Park and Funeral Calumet Park Cemetery and Funeral Chapel, always supporting our veterans. 2305 West 83rd Avenue in Maryville. Call 219-769-8803 for special veteran savings on complete burial packages, or call their chapel at 219-736-5840. They did service for my dad very well, and they did give quite a discount for veterans. So
yeah. My dad is buried there in the veteran area.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, and it's been voted the most beautiful cemetery in the state for many years.
Wow. Calumet Park Cemetery Funeral Chapel, 219-769-8803. DAV Chapter 17 meets the first Thursday at 1900. Glenn F. Renneker, VFW Post 802-5820, Holman Avenue in Hammond. DAV Chapter 17, thank you for your contributions to Veterans Views, keeping the news out there. DAV Chapter 18 meets the second Friday, Cedar Lake, VFW Post 261, 13050 Washington Street, Cedar Lake. You can reach them at 219-386-2282. Laborers International Union of North America 41, 500 Superior Street, Munster, 219-924-7922. Great to have some local laborers in it, especially local laborers supporting the show. And they've been on our contributor list for some time. Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 721. Meets the second Thursday at 1900 and Glenn F. Renneker, VFW Post 802-5820 Holman Avenue in Hammond. Family Dental Care. Veterans receive free exams, x-rays, cleanings, and a 10% discount on all of our services. 8 convenient Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana locations. Chicago, East and South Sides. Calumet City, Crestwood, Oak Lawn, Evergreen Park, Munster, and Griffith. 219-804-9329 to schedule your appointment in Munster, or go to FamilyDentalCare.com to schedule at all other locations. Family Dental Care, thank you for your contributions. Keep us running over here. Veterans Views. Ron J. Pressmer Insurance Company for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, business, health, and more. Big one, health. You can't find a lot of insurance companies that help you with the health insurance. 219-844-0103. Ron J. Pressmer Insurance. Kuziak Construction. 1235 Summer Street in Hammond, 219-923-3007. Look forward to hearing from the Kuziak Construction here in the next year or so. Heroes Helping Heroes, Northwest Indiana. Go to www.heroeshelpingheroesin.gov. Contact founder Rich Tokars at 219-670-2501. Rich Tokars, good guy. Got some events coming up we'll talk about. White Oak Home Care. White Oak Home Care. 9800 Connecticut Drive, Crown Point, 219-999-5869. White Oak Home Care is a new contributor to our show. You can go to their website, www.whiteoakhomecare.com. And then, of course, We put out this every single show at the beginning and at the end. If you have any serious thoughts about harming yourself or others, or you're in a crisis, please call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Add the number 1 to talk to a veteran. So that's it for our contributors. Again, we got to run this show, and we can't do it without you. So we do appreciate it. Donna, Steve, what do we got today?
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning. You know how last week Lisa Wilkin called, who does a phenomenal job down there in Indy, and she was talking about how they try to get a bill passed to where any law firm or any company that wanted to work on veterans' claims had to be accredited by the VA.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get that passed, which is
unfortunate.
It's unsatisfactory, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I did want to pass on something they're doing in Texas.
Okay.
The Texas Attorney General secured over $6.8 million in debt relief for disabled veterans harmed by a fraudulent VA assistance scam. Or scheme, I should say. It's not a scam. The lawsuit alleges that the company called VACI, VA Claims Insider, posed as a legitimate veterans assistance organization while deceptively charging disabled veterans fees for what it represented as help navigating the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs benefits and claim process. The lawsuit also went on to allege that they marketed its services as free coaching to assist veterans in the prep, presentation, or prosecution of VA benefit claims, despite not being accredited by the VA. They allege that the company VACI misrepresented its cancellation procedures, its contract terms, including the true cost of its services. It misrepresented its relationship to its recommended medical provider. Then, this is the part that got me, if veterans refused to pay any of these unexpected fees they didn't know they were going to get from this quote-unquote free service, then they'd start debt collections. They'd go to collections against the veterans. So
you could do that?
Yeah. Yeah. So hats off to Texas for getting $6.8 million to give back to these disabled veterans.
Yeah.
For being ripped off. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so complex because this, obviously there's state level and federal level. Right? And
right.
Each individual state has different benefits for veterans. And, of course, you would love to see a bigger collaboration on the federal level for, particular states that are already currently giving 100% on their property taxes.
Right.
Like, just in a circumstance like that, like, why shouldn't that be federal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't that be worked into every state budget? I don't know. Obviously every state, every municipality has their own government, but
one of the benefits to the DAV is they're insured. So say you do a claim and for some reason paper got messed up or something, you can sue to get that back pay, or hey, I was supposed to get this 2 years ago, but I did it. So DAV has insurance on their service officers. So if they make a mistake, then,
Wow.
So that's a huge benefit that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah. And I think, I started my claim finally, and I have my first appointment on Monday.
That's quick.
So I'm excited about.
Quick turnaround.
That is quick.
I wanted to talk about that because all I've ever heard over the years is how long and dragged out. But we talked on this show within the last 6 months since I've been home from deployment about how they're really pushing to go quicker. And from my experience since I've been home from deployment and from what Donna's just explaining, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, I was surprised to get a phone call from them. I thought it was a scam at first. I had to text Steve. I'm like, is this company legit or am I getting scammed here? Because you just never know who to trust anymore.
Yeah.
Because I had never heard of this. It's Optum.
Optum.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. So so I was a little like, okay, who are these people texting me? But anyway, so if you do have a claim, to anybody out there listening, contact your local DAV. Even if you think you don't have a claim, you may, because when I went and started my paperwork, there were things I was already in the system, and there were things on there listed that I had forgotten about.
Oh, so opened up your record and
Yeah.
it kind of was like, oh, hey, I remember that happened.
Yeah.
You know what? That's why I have some of these issues.
Exactly.
So you might kind of forget that it
Yeah.
could be service
Yep.
related.
Yep.
That's crazy too,
Yeah.
ain't it?
Yeah.
You start looking and you're like, oh, that's right.
That's
did
right.
get
I
her.
did. I did get her. I did break my finger, and I did do this, and I
Yeah.
got my nose broke, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that, you know. So it kind of makes you go back and think about, you know, the stupid stuff we did when we were younger. But
Oh, yeah.
but anyway, so you know, it doesn't hurt. You know, even if you get 10%, you get benefits.
Yeah, so one thing that the listeners and viewers and out there might have, it's hard to get a hold of the DAV. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like you look up and there's not like an answering service.
Right.
You know? So you kind of have to know, and this is why I was talking with Steve, and I don't know if you have it available, but when are the meetings every month? Because they are. You have it available? Let's announce it on the radio. Okay? And then you're going to send me a
and we even
screenshot
have
of it.
DAV chapters that are our sponsors.
Yeah, we
You
got
know,
17 and
17,
80.
they meet the first Thursday, and then you got 80, they meet the second Friday in Cedar Lake. So it's good to go out there, talk to people, find your VSO, and a lot of American Legions. I don't know if they all do, but I believe most American Legions also have a VSO.
Well,
They
I
may
know-
or may not.
I know every county office has a VSO.
Oh, that's
and so,
right.
like,
That's what I was
What
thinking
they told us at the Yellow Ribbon when I was on my way home from deployment was that you can go to any VSO to an adjoining county. So if I wanted to go to Porter County VSO, I can. But
Okay.
if I wanted to go into southern, like some other Indianapolis,
Marion County?
yeah, Marion County,
Yeah.
if it's not connected to Lake, then I'm not supposed to do that.
Oh, okay.
So that's the guideline. I don't know if that's an actual rule, but that's what they told us at Yellow Ribbon. So
Okay.
because it gives you more option. Like if you don't like your county VSO or they're not moving quick enough. Now I
Right.
think we have a really good VSO. They don't put it through in masses. A VSO doesn't. They might have 6 appointments a day. As like if you go to a DAV meeting, they knock out like 150 in a week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but it is with your VSO, your county VSO, more of an intimate. Like you're sitting face to face with somebody a little bit longer, maybe for like an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
And it might take you a while to get an appointment.
Right, and it could take a few weeks.
Yeah.
But also, you know, hey, you gotta up and down. Just don't go to these snakes that we need to be getting rid of.
Yeah, exactly.
These lawyers that say, hey, you know what? I want 10% of your payment for the rest of your life. Like
Yeah.
that. What?
What?
You know?
Especially when you have free options out there.
Right. And I've heard exactly the free options. Now,
Yeah.
some people say, hey, you know what? If I go to this lawyer and I pay him $1,000, they're going to work faster. They're specific for me. Whatever. If that's worth your $1,000, I'd rather wait the couple of weeks to do it for free.
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, too, is the lawyer may work faster, but the VA's not going to work any faster just
Right.
because you have a lawyer.
I know.
You know,
That's
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
you know, and I don't know if this, you know, I've heard different people say different things, and somebody mentioned to me one time that, you know, just because you have a lawyer doesn't guarantee anything, you know.
Sure.
Doesn't mean that the VA is going to say, oh, he got a lawyer, this must all be legit, so let's just give it to him.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think that's going to.
Yeah, and
I would rather do the free option and work with somebody who is a military veteran, who knows what questions to ask, who knows, you know,
Right.
when you say your MOS or what you did in the military, they're going to know what that entails.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they told me stuff there that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I did work around heavy equipment, you know, so that's where that tingling comes from, or that ringing in my ears comes from.
Yeah.
But,
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. I mean, so I know Lisa had talked about, hey, they're pushing a bill to try to regulate that, and I don't see why it's not regulated. It doesn't make any sense to
me,
how
it seems like
can-
it seems like a no-brainer. If you're going to be, you should be accredited by the VA.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's all they're asking
and meet
for
their
is
criteria, whatever that is.
an accreditation.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Right.
Shouldn't be that
So
hard to do.
when you go, okay, so the DAV, the National Service Officers that work in Chicago, they are certified through the VA to where they can access your military records, your VA records, and your claim. Okay, so then like people like me, I can't do that, right? Like those guys have to train all throughout the year just to maintain that, right?
So does John have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only other way to get that access is you have to take an you know those how you take real estate tests.
Yeah.
You have to take a test like that through the VA to be a qualified
Really?
agent.
So how do these law firms get away with that?
So I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I think most of them don't.
Yeah.
They're just like glorified people like me, where
Okay.
they could just help you with the paperwork, submit it, and then
Go from there.
go from
Wow,
there.
okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying they're all like that. You know,
Right,
sure,
right.
some lawyers have done it, but it's good to ask.
There is a really big part of them putting that paperwork together where it's all about the verbiage and
Yeah.
what word
True.
they put first in the sentence
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
activate the algorithm or whatever they're specifically
Yeah.
looking for, right?
Right.
And like people like John Rodriguez knows that. He
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
exactly what words to put in. Hey, we're going to start with this, and then we're going to go to this. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I know this is bothering you, and I know this is an issue, but we're not going to start with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just not the right route to go.
Yeah.
And who else would know that
Right.
besides somebody that's been through the rodeo and is a veteran and knows the
Exactly.
process? So
Yeah.
Exactly.
you're getting an invaluable, value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of going and talking to the
Yeah.
DAB. So I know we're
It's,
perching them up. They're our contributors, but it's the real deal Holyfield. I mean, we're not.
Yeah.
We're,
Real
we're
deal
out-
Holyfield.
Yeah, we are looking for to help our veterans in our region and
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yep.
So we do appreciate you.
Yeah. And there's another thing. Oh, you got something, Steve? You want to
No,
read
you're
that?
good. I was just gonna read the dates. But
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, because I
Yeah.
lost my.
So tonight is
Oh.
the first Friday. So then that's Valpo. They're gonna be sign-in is from noon, and then they'll be there from noon to 8.
So was it Valpo VFW?
Eagles Lounge.
Eagles Lounge.
Yeah. 805 Elm Street in Valpo.
Is Eagles like an organization? Forgive me for
like
my
a
ignorance.
moose.
Oh, it's like a moose lodge.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like what are some of the other ones they have out there?
Those are only two I could
They're
think
not,
of. Moose and Eagles.
like non-military affiliated kind of groups. Like,
yeah, FOPs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then tomorrow is Lake Station, and that one is. Well, it's tomorrow. I don't know what the address is. American Legion Post 100.
Oh yeah.
Then
Pretty big post.
yeah, it is. Next Friday is Cedar Lake. American Legion in Cedar Lake. Same thing. 11 to 8 p.m. Second Saturday is Plymouth. That's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's far. So then third Friday is Michigan City. Third Saturday is Lowell. Well, the DAV in Michigan City. And then in Lowell, it's the VFW in Lowell. 11 to 4 on the Saturday ones.
Mm.
So it
So
looks like
every
all the
weekend?
Fridays are 11 to 8, and then all the Saturdays are noon to 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just because you get there right at noon doesn't mean you're not going to be 150th in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get there a little early.
So people,
The one guy that walked in at 3 o'clock got right in. He
Yeah,
didn't have to
he
wait
got-
a minute.
that's gonna say
He
this.
got in
People
right
get
after we
smart.
did, and we'd been there for 3 hours.
Yeah, people get smart. They're coming in at the end because
Yeah.
they're already knocking
Yep.
everybody out.
I mean, it's risk it, but no risk it, no biscuit, right? You gotta, hey, you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice and show up at like 3 and walk right in this thing, sign my paper, and boom.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
not like a 4-hour ordeal.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So something else I wanted to bring up, I found if you served in the military and are experiencing homelessness or housing instability, you can call the VA at 877-424-3838 and talk to them. And maybe they can get you something. I don't know. I've never had to use this service, so I don't know how good it is, what you get, what the requirements are. But if you are homeless, and or you're in an unstable housing situation, definitely call 877-424-3838 and check that out, because there's a lot of benefits that there's just a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, one that I've
know-
been hearing about a lot is like this grant that you could get through the VA to remodel
Your bathroom.
Yeah, maybe
You've been
remodels
watching
a bad.
Reels.
Maybe
Really?
maybe
You've been
remodels a
watching
bad.
YouTube reel, Steve?
No. There's it's it's a great. See, that's the thing. I got to find out more about it because I have no idea.
I seen a reel last night, and gosh, they prey on us, man. So there was this reel last night, and of course I'm just doom scrolling, just like mindlessly.
Yeah.
It was 9:30, the wife's in the shower. I'm sitting there watching Seinfeld, but not watching it, and just kind of scrolling, And this jackaloon shows up on uniform with no patches on in a short reel, and he's like, "Did you know that you could get $10,000 to remodel your bathroom from the VA and blah blah blah?" And I'm listening to this, and then it's like, "Well, sign up here and blah blah blah."
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
That's okay. Somebody call in and tell us if we can get money to remodel our bathrooms.
Yeah, 219.
845
1100.
Tell me if I'm just not a little bit paranoid about when I'm going through the reels.
So unfortunately, I think that's for adaptive housing where they can help you. This is what I was trying to say: is they can help you redo part of your house to better accommodate your disabilities.
Okay.
So they can make the doorways wider.
Okay.
They can
give you
make
grabs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
so kind of
the
like the car we talked about. You get a certain amount for a car
Yeah.
if you need it.
Okay.
You have to probably meet that criteria.
I just don't know how you go about getting that. That's what I got to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get that information from a rep at the VA hospital and be like, "Hey, how do I get these accommodated?"
Yeah.
I understand that might be real.
Yeah.
But this guy's pitching it on this Facebook reel like anybody could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, I could get a new bathroom.
You don't like that color in there? Make it blue.
I could use a bigger toilet."
Yeah. All right, we got a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on WJOB Veterans Views. Hello, caller. Are you there? Oh, I guess they hung up. All right, we got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on WJOB Veterans Views.
Now I heard the beep. It's me.
Oh, there you
There we
are.
go.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'd like to say good morning to Veteran Views. You three standing there, I mean, well, no, standing, sitting. Most time I listen to you. Most time I listen to you because, I'm either running around or something, or when I'm doing something at home and I'm doing other things. So to have something in the background, I play the audio, you guys, while I'm doing it. I really enjoy listening to your show.
Well, thank you. We
Appreciate it.
One thing I
appreciate
need
that.
to talk about too. You know who I am, Trucker Mike.
Yep.
Okay. Steve, I got a question. Well, I'm watching the show at home because I got things I have to go because of my medical conditions this morning. But I see you keep picking up that coffee cup because of the Homeland Security of the studio, WJOB. You remember a long time ago, I brought you a Mountain Dew.
Yes.
Oh,
At the
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Now,
was running late.
how am I
and
ever going to get through it? How am I ever going to get through that brick wall to get you a Mountain Dew instead of a cup of coffee?
Yeah, we're in a bunker now.
Man, I'm still trying to figure that out.
yeah. Yeah, it's you got to be a secret.
You know
got
what?
to have
Maybe
secret squirrel
I'll
access.
figure. Do they got some kind of where I can drop it through the roof or something? 'Cause that ain't brick.
You can maybe make a pop
But
slide.
let me talk about a Navy lady.
Okay.
When I teach driving academy people to get their CDLs, and when we first opened up our academy, I don't know how long after that, we had this lady come in, and I always prep them on the first day. And first thing was she would say to me, "Yes, sir," "No, sir." So right away when somebody calls me by that name, I know they had to either be raised by good parents or they were in the service.
Absolutely.
And I asked her, I says, have you been in the military service or anything like that? She says, yeah, Navy for 11 years.
Wow.
I says, okay. So anyhow, during our classes, when we teach the students, we can't talk personal stuff. We teach them. But after they're done, we can talk.
Okay.
Okay. But she was in the Navy for 11 years. And I tell you, she said she moved from Indianapolis back up to here. And then she decided to become a truck driver. But what she was explaining, she said, I went to school all my years, 12th grade. But being in the military and the Navy, the training and the schools taught me to learn and study and remember stuff. Her studying was just phenomenal for her being in the Navy for 11 years because we give them a sheet, and the first day is orientation, And then I explained what you need to study on this sheet and go through it. So she went by the truck for about an hour or two, not even that. And I said, how you doing? She said, well, I'd like to be tested. Like, okay. Wow. So all of a sudden she hands me the sheet. And, the first day we let the students, or a while, we let the students use the sheets. No problem. So I'm sitting there, I got my sheet in the hand to see if she misses anything. She did the whole thing and didn't even look at the sheet. And I go to her, I says, you know what? This is your first day. I says, you're just amazing me. I says, I'm a little old. I could have a heart attack after what I saw you did. But the thing is I'll stamp all your stuff past tomorrow because I want you to come back tomorrow. When you do, we're going to do this again. And I says, I want to see how you do it again. And then I had the other instructor stand by me. I says, you watch this lady. She's going to go through pre-trip. And they didn't know that was her second day.
Wow.
They said, man, she's good. I says, yeah, her second day. But, that's what I couldn't do a lot of the events for the veterans and the parades and stuff this last year because of my medical condition. I'm getting better now, so this year I'll be doing so much more. I always support you guys. I do anything for the veterans, the military, the police, anything to do with, people that protect our country, Yeah. But
awesome.
That girl just amazed me. So then sometimes when we were going out test driving or when we were doing, she would tell me of her years in the service and what she did and how it was and how she would tell me the reason why she went into the service. And then I says, did you want to stay in there? She says, yes, I would have, but she says, I wanted to get out into the world and I wanted to raise a family and do things. But she's out, the military, all the services of the branch of how they teach and educate you. She says, I got more educated and learned how to study more being in the military service.
Yeah. The military decision-making process, I mean, you got to understand the situation first, and then in your mind, you're developing a course of action, and then you're initiating that action, and it comes out on paper as an operations order, right? And then you take those operations in it. So, like from the very basic training, the moment that you get in, we're getting trained, not just beans and bullets, which is most people think, right? We're getting trained at a high educational level where a lot of these kids are just fresh out of high school. By the time they even enter college, they've got those study skills and they've got that retention from memorizing the Soldier's Creed and memorizing, the marches that we have to go through. To your point, sir, that when you see a veteran, you can't look at them just as, hey, this man or woman went through rigorous, training, physical training or physical action in the world. They are developed mentally to be able to execute at all kinds of levels.
Oh, yeah.
So hiring veterans in that level or training them, you'll start to realize that. That's a really good story. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, and one more thing, you other two maybe educate Steve over there on how not to forget to bring his Mountain Dew in the mornings.
Oh, he's got help. A Mountain Dew's probably better for him.
I had to upgrade because the Mountain Dew wasn't doing it anymore in the morning for me.
Well, yeah, that's because you got that's sugar with a little flavoring of coffee.
Yeah.
Steve, you're not going over to the border and getting them funny gummies, are you?
No. But here, I got 7 cream and 15 sugar in here.
I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm sitting here waiting because I got things to do. But I'm watching you on my big TV, and you guys look really good.
Well, thank you.
You guys look good.
Hey, we're
a bunch over here.
I very much enjoy listening to your show because there's so much stuff. If people listen to you guys, they will understand more about the military, the veterans, and what goes on with all of you that protect our country.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the goal. Citizen soldiers out there support us.
Yep. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a nice day, and we'll
Thanks.
see you another day.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you very
Mike.
much.
Trucker Mike,
Yep,
Hey,
good dude,
Yeah.
a legend around WJOB.
absolutely.
I just popped this up. It popped up on my phone. Okay, and it's not military related. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Watching
Right?
reels on the show, on the job.
Yeah.
So this is great. This is what caught me. It said beef price fixing case could mean cash back for Indiana shoppers. Okay, I'm like, wait,
What?
So I start reading. It says Kroger admits to price gouging.
Huh.
And you go. It's let's see. The settlement is between. See, it's not even letting me scroll now because it doesn't want me to talk about it. August of 2014 to December of 2019. If you bought meat in that time frame, you could
Yeah.
file to
From
be part of
Kroger.
this, right? So this is what happened now. Okay, this is a quote from them. The beef price fixing class action lawsuit claims several beef processors, including Tyson Foods, Cargill, JBS, National Beef, and others, entered into a market allocation
Oh.
agreement and stopped competing against each other.
Oh, wow. There's so much fraud. I mean, we got to do something
That's
about all
crazy.
this fraud, man.
So now we've been complaining about beef prices for
Yeah.
like what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah.
Well, guess
Yeah.
you know why.
Yeah.
These guys have been jacking us the whole time.
Yep.
Forget about it.
Man,
Where's the beef?
Yeah, right?
man, it makes me
Are
mad.
you not old enough to remember that commercial?
No, I seen.
I loved her.
I seen
Where's the beef?
replays. That commercial was in the late '80s, so I was a baby, but
Okay.
I seen replays.
Okay. All right, we got another caller.
Replays.
Replays. Go ahead, caller. You're on WJOB Veterans Views.
Good morning, Donna and Rocky and Steve. It's
Hey, Connie.
it's one of your favorite Marines this morning.
Hoorah.
How are you this morning? I'm loving this.
All right.
Hoorah, hoorah, sister. Yes, hoorah, Marine. And we've got double trouble this morning
Uh-oh.
because I'm with another Marine. So you got two. Hoorah. We got
All right.
Joey Taeyonk from American Legion
Oh, hey,
54th.
Joe.
Say hello, Joey.
Good morning, folks.
Yo,
Hey, Joe.
Joe,
We
good
both have
morning.
some- We have some great announcements to make, and I
Okay.
do have a very brief story to share. I remember going once to eat at the wheel after the show, and Steve put 12 sugars. Was it 10 or 12 in your coffee? I can't remember.
Probably more, to be honest with
I
you.
think it was that. Yeah, it was a day that the coffee wasn't feeling too well. It's kind of how you put ketchup on food when the food doesn't taste well. You made it palatable with
You gotta
those
switch to
sugars.
stevia, man.
Boy, were you
Yeah.
flying high that day. See, I use
Love
the
my
artificial
sugar.
too.
Oh,
I think
man.
it's all bad.
You're sweet, Steve.
But we have some really. Yeah, you're sweet. You don't even need just put your pinky in the coffee. Steve.
Right.
That's all you need. But we have some really exciting announcements to make. Today is going to be the first morning, as all three of you know, where on the behalf of the United States Department of Defense Honor Guard, I am going to just read for the week those of our beloved veterans who will be or have been this week honored with full military honors. And I just want to read their names, their birth dates, their dates of death, and their service. So I'm just going to put you on speaker here and read this. So now, Mr. Richard Morales, he's been laid to rest, and he was rendered full military honors. The rest of these beloved veterans have yet to have their honors rendered, and all of these veterans served with the United States Army, except for U.S. Marine Marcus Casper. And other than Richard Morales, who was honored on February 4th, again, all of these will receive military honors this week. They are Richard Morales, 84, July 21, 1942 to January 22, 2026. Sylvester A. Bud Kopschak, 95, September 3, 1930 to January 27, 2026. Lawrence L. Messberg, 78, December 16, 1947 to January 15, 2026. And Richard Chumbley, 78, December 27, 1947 to January 26, 2026. And I don't have any information because there's not an obituary on Corporal Marcus Casper of the United States Marine Corps. We want to thank all of these on behalf of the Department of Defense Honor Guard. Thank you, all of these wonderful patriots, Richard, Sylvester, Lawrence, Richard, and Marcus, for your selfless service to our nation's enduring freedom. And I know we can't play taps anymore on the show. I know you used to do that. I really wish you could still do that. But at least we're giving their honors by mentioning their names here on the radio show.
All right.
And then a couple more brief announcements, before I hand the phone over to Joey, is there was a absolutely beautiful, sublime, lovely vigil for at the VA for Alex Preti, who, as we know, was killed recently by federal agents. And the VA, it was a beautiful candlelight vigil, and there were faith leaders from various organizations, various churches in the area, three different faiths, three different major religions, and there were people there, both from the VA and just concerned individuals, lots of veterans, and it was a beautiful service. There was a Chicago Sun-Times story about it, as well as the Northwest Indiana Times. And I want to thank everybody who came out to that. It was just an absolutely beautiful, hopeful, loving service. And lastly, I talked with Adriana Alvarez, our absolutely wonderful superwoman over there, the manager of all of the podcasting. And because of the move from the Purdue building into now you're in the old Alcott building, there needs to be some transition time getting the podcasting room up. So I just wanted to let everybody know, all the audience there, as well as you folks over there in the studio, that there's going to be delay on recording all of the pre-recorded podcasts. And Adriana thinks that we'll be up and running to get some new podcasts out probably mid-February, late February, somewhere around there. And we'll keep everybody updated on that. Beyond the Uniform podcast is on hold, as is all of the podcasting. And one last exciting announcement I have to make is that Leslie Fernandez and I will be starting a new WJOB podcast being hosted by both of us. And so that's in the works. Once the podcasting recordings are up and running, that's coming down the pipeline, and we'll make new announcements about that. And I'm going to very quickly bid you both all adieu. Thank you, all of you, for your service. I love the show. This is an excellent discussion on disability because I'm in the middle of my disability claim, and I just love all the information that you guys are giving us. It's just excellent. So thank you all, and I'm going to hand this over to the Marine that has the bigger jar head.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Connie.
Good morning, Donna.
Good morning.
My fellow Marine, and Steve and Bobby. What I'm just I just want to, a week from tomorrow, Saturday the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, we're getting together for our monthly veterans breakfast over at the Cafe
Valentine's Day.
Cellulose, 7454 South Broadway,
Saturday?
8 a.m. Donna, I hear that you're retired now, so I hope that you and your wife can join us. Connie's planning on coming, stuff like that. I'd like to see Steve and, of course, Rocky. Yeah.
Wendy.
Rocky and Wendy. Yeah, Rocky, Wendy, and everybody and stuff like that. You know,
I'll call you.
He never wakes up that early.
Hey, Steve, will you be at the Lake Station tomorrow?
Steve, you gonna be at Lake Station tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you'll be there. Okay, all right. Yeah, I got something special thing, but that's fine. They're helping me and my wife out, and I guess our situation and stuff like. But I'll talk to you when you see you there at Lake Station. Okay, bud. All right.
They switched Lake Station from Friday to Saturday because it used to be on Friday.
They switched a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lake Station's tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday, but
Yeah.
it used to be
Yeah,
Friday.
it used to be on Fridays. But that one, they were always kind of like fitting in where they could because that one's not a consistent, or wasn't a consistent one. It is now.
Get in where you can fit in.
Yeah.
Well, you're riding
but,
today,
I
aren't you?
know, we're going. Joey, we love you, man. We'll try to make
Anybody
it to
wants to join us for breakfast
Stelios,
next
right?
Saturday, come join us 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's a good time.
Veterans only and stuff like that. But it's just a good time to get together. We share good, bad, and everything else, and any other announcements or news and anything else you want other veterans to know, because we have different organizations there from our American Legion and from the DAV and what is it? Who else is there? I'm trying to get some of the Marine Corps League guys to come and stuff like that.
Oh, great.
So, next Saturday the 14th for Valentine's Day, come in, have breakfast, and then you get to go home and buy candy or roses for your sweetie, and then this way you'll make up for leaving early for breakfast.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I have Thanks for the call, Joey. We'll let you go.
Yeah, thanks, Joey.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay.
Thanks, Connie.
We'll try to make it to Stelios.
God bless everybody.
Yeah,
Hope
God
too.
bless
hope
you.
to see you in a
Bye.
week, okay? Thank you.
All right.
Hoorah.
The former command chief that was, every state has a command chief warrant officer in the Army.
Wait. What's that called?
It's a command chief.
Command chief.
So you know how
I never heard of that
Yeah,
before.
so the state has like the TAG, which is basically the state general, that
Okay.
oversees all of the National Guard for the state. Even the Air National Guard falls under that 1 or 2 star, which is the TAG of the state. And then you got the state sergeant major, state command sergeant major. So basically the two highest, the highest enlisted and the highest O-grade position in the state. Well, third to that, you have a command chief.
Okay.
So it's a CW5. And
There's a CW5?
well, yeah, there's probably 10 of them in the state. But so
Ooh, I
they're
bet he makes
very
a
rare.
lot.
I mean, think about kidding me? You think about in the Indiana Guard, it's not even 1% that are warrant officers. So the command chief's a big position.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, I say all that to say, and we were talking about Stelios breakfast. This chief that I was good friends with that helped me get through the warrant officer training school, he would say breakfast.
Breakfast?
Breakfast. Instead of breakfast, he'd be like, we got to go get some breakfast.
The K silent.
So I think I'm going to Stelios for next Saturday for the veterans breakfast.
That's awesome.
I'm thinking I'm going to go get some veterans breakfast. I don't know why. I just figured I'd say that on the show.
I miss Waffle House, man.
There ain't none around here.
No.
You gotta go.
No.
You gotta catch them in the.
We got to go to Atterbury to see any.
Every
Waffle
time
Wow.
we go on vacation, I'm like, we gotta go to Waffle House. My wife's like, no, like we ain't taking the kids. I'm like, what? Come on, you just gotta find a good one.
Yeah, you might see a fight, or you never know what you're going to see when
right.
you go.
Oh,
It's
there.
a lot different when it's 4 in the morning.
That's-
you're
yeah.
Oh,
drunk,
yeah.
It tastes awesome then.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. In San Diego, outside of Camp Pendleton, we used to go to. We called them the Berto brothers because you had Albertos, Robertos, Herbertos. They were open 24/7. I'm telling you, they had the best burritos. I don't know if it was just because I was, you're drunk at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Those things were big as a baby's head, man.
Yeah.
They were, you ate on them for 3 days.
See, those are the best.
They
I
were
love
great.
that.
Yeah, that
And I'm
sounds
sure
good.
every base throughout wherever has something like that.
Yeah. Every time I go to a Mexican restaurant, I always tell them my name's Robert. So when they serve,
Yeah.
serve me up there, here's your margarita, Roberto. Yes, Roberto.
So I got a story since we're
Uh-oh.
telling stories.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say this one last week. Remember we were talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
it?
yeah. And then
This is not bad. Like,
Trucker Mike was talking about
I
this.
can't you remember the story I told you
Yeah,
about my buddy
yeah.
sending
When
me
you
stuff?
were overseas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get in trouble for that, can I?
I mean,
You
you're
know
not
what?
in the
Who
service-
cares?
You're
Who
not in the
cares,
service
right?
anymore.
You're not
I'm not doing it.
So,
You can't do it.
so I had a friend when I got activated and we went to Iraq. My mom was sending me packages, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get chips, cookies. So he was the one that was supposed to send me all the bad stuff that my mom wouldn't send me, right? He was supposed to send me my cigarettes, some cigars,
Ah.
maybe empty the
Listerine?
mouthwash out and put some,
I did that for
alcohol
Wendy.
in there.
Did
Yeah.
the little boozing have you?
Yeah.
So that's what he was supposed to do, right? So then, first package I got from him was a PlayStation 2.
Wow.
But I gave him the money for that, right?
Yeah.
So he got it for me because my mom wasn't going to do it for me.
And this is
So-
real austere. This is like mid-war, right? You're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
like
Yeah.
05?
05, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like you're in the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Of all. So there's it's bare bones
We were
minimum.
getting blown up like once a week at that
Yeah,
point.
you don't have
Yeah.
a whole lot of warm and fuzzies
Right,
to
right.
be comfortable
Yeah.
in that time during the war.
But we were able to. We brought Cat 5 cord with us, so we were able to link all of our Xboxes and PlayStations, and we were able to play games with each other.
Oh,
so
nice.
Wow.
we had live before it was even like a thing.
We're at what post or base?
Perez?
Perez in Iraq?
No, Merez, yeah, in Iraq.
Merez.
I was
Wow.
up north in Mosul.
Mosul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I get the first package, and there's a letter in there. First I open it, and I noticed there was coffee grounds all in it. Then everything is kind of cellophane. So then I open this letter,
I
and
think I know where this is going.
Shady.
and it says, I open the letter, and it says, hey, I got a surprise for you in the middle of the cigarette carton. I'm like, oh, okay. So I opened the cigarette carton, and in the middle, he had rolled a bunch of joints. Okay,
Doobie snacks.
So
in Iraq.
In Iraq, right? I'm like,
wow.
Oh my God, how did this get through? Right?
Right, because they had the dogs and everything.
Oh, I know. So I'm super stoked. There's only like 3 of us that knew at the time, right? So we were just
my
for like
God.
a month, we were just loving it, right? So then next month, another package. Another
Wow.
every month.
I bet
getting
you
it.
were popular.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the end, everybody would be in my room. It started off with 3, and it ended with the platoon.
Oh, you had a room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You had a room.
You had a room?
I got lucky because when I went out there, it was like the 3rd year that we were there.
Okay.
So they had Connex boxes
Okay.
that they cut in half.
Yeah.
And then they converted those into rooms.
Okay.
So it's 2-man room
Oh,
Yeah.
or 8-man.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
hook like a air conditioner unit up to the Connex box. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
okay.
quite a bit
Well,
of
Connex
those.
boxes are pretty versatile.
Oh yeah.
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 I couldn't even believe that they were taking the big long ones
Yeah.
and converting those into like,
Bathrooms.
Yeah.
yeah.
The 40-footers. Yeah, because you can't get 53-foot boxes overseas.
Really?
No, because the streets are too narrow.
Oh.
Well, I used to do that. I used to ship that stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
believe that.
So yeah, so
That's
they
true.
get the 40s and the 20s, 40-footers and 20-footers, and you can ship them Europe, Japan, Middle East, wherever, because
Yeah.
they can fit on the roads.
Yeah.
But the 53s are that's an American thing.
Oh.
So
You know, think about it. We only dealt with 20-footers and 40-footers
Yeah.
out there.
Yep.
That's it. I never
Yep.
really thought about it.
that's it, and really that's all that sits on the ship.
I mean, you are right, though, because
Yeah.
some of those roads, I mean, you can barely walk.
Well, yeah,
down
in
the
Japan they got
road.
roads. You know, you drive down the road and there's a mirror on
tiny.
the wall that shows you if there's something coming at you.
And they all
You know?
have tiny cars
Yeah.
in Japan.
Yeah,
And
like
so-
little Matchbox cars.
I was out there in like 2017 for a mission, and once in a while you'd see an American like truck on the road. Once in a while,
Yeah.
Most of it was all Japanese, very small, and it would be like a Dodge Ram 1500 that was just like, dominating the road, dude. It was
You can
literally
pick
like
up
a monster truck.
You could probably pick up one of them little Japanese cars and put it right in the back.
Oh, I guarantee,
Right.
I guarantee I could set one on my knee and change a tire, dude.
Yeah, right?
It's not. It's so ridiculously small.
That's
But
awesome.
you know, people and they restrain importing those vehicles here.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, they do. But they're starting to loosen up on it. I know a buddy I met in Jordan, Army guy, and one of his side hustles is he buys those vehicles,
Really?
brings them to America.
Oh,
So he buys them for like $9,000 a piece.
yeah,
And then he brings them to America and sells them for like 20.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
Wow.
because they're so cheaply made out there, and once
Yeah.
he ships, they cost like $6.
Yeah.
And by the time he gets it shipped and he pays his
Probably 10.
dude, he
Yeah.
pays like 9-10. And then they're so versatile, like farmers and stuff
Yeah.
like to use them.
Well, when I was in Japan, I had bought a car. You know, it was one of those cars that everybody, you know, when you rotate back to the States, somebody puts it up for sale and you buy it. It was a couple hundred, I don't know, I maybe paid $1,000 for it, which was a lot in the 80s. But anyway, and it had the steering wheel on the right, and I'm left-handed, and I was like, I love this car. I love this car. It's a stick, you know. And I'm like, I'm shipping this back to the States. I am shipping this back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I found out I had to have all the glass replaced because I had to have safety glass.
Oh.
I would have had to have the doors would have had to have safety bars welded inside of them. And then I was talking to somebody that was in my barracks that was like a import customs person for the military logistics and stuff.
Oh,
and
nice.
she was telling me that, you know, here's what you got to pay. And I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
That's like 6 months of pay right there.
Right.
You know, I was like, well, I guess I'll be selling it.
Yeah, right.
I really wanted that car. It was
Now
so
you
cool.
see why the last person sold
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why would you have to replace all that?
Because it didn't meet the U.S. safety standards.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that just apply for cars that are being made and sold here? Why would that? I
You
don't
know,
know.
that's what was going on in the 80s. Maybe
it's
it's
different
changed
now.
since then.
I mean, you see these little.
That's crazy.
Have you seen those little cars? They kind of look like
I've
the
seen a
little-
guy put one together on
little
YouTube.
tyke cars. They're like super tiny out there.
I
And
mean,
they're
I've
like,
seen some small cars.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
Those-
battery powered, and they're like tiny. Like if you get in an
The ones that
accident on
look
the
like
highway,
they don't
you're
even have a
done.
back
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Just like the 2 seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are crazy. I
Yeah.
couldn't drive that.
It's like a bubble on wheels.
I would
Yeah.
I'd be like.
I'd be claustrophobic.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think I could drive that. I mean, I like little sports cars. I'm a big, but my foot would go all the way to the floor. You know.
Yeah. Heavy foot.
Yeah, that's why I don't drive a sports
Because you're,
car right now.
you're a Marine. You go fast.
That's right. We want to go fast and get stuff done.
I told my wife I want to buy a Hummer. And
Oh, my God.
I want to convert the turret.
I used
Oh, yeah.
I
So
used
so I
to
can
work
ride up
2
there
miles to the
while
gallon?
she's driving.
when I was working at the jail. I used to work with a guy he still has it. I see him every once in a while, and it's got the turret on the top. He doesn't have a gun in it,
Well,
but
yeah.
I mean that thing is bad. It's bad. I
So
love
they
it.
used
You
to
know.
have like sales, like they would have like military.
Yeah, they
still
equipment
do.
and stuff.
They
Yeah,
do.
You know where? What is it?
It's military
Gov
sales.gov or something.
.gov. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go get a, you get
know
a
what, I'm
cheap Hummer. But
find
man,
that
I
out.
would not want a Hummer. Oh my God, or a Humvee.
Why not?
Not a Hummer, like
I
not
would
Yeah.
love
the
one.
Humvee. It's just so much gas.
Oh well, yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
part obviously.
It's a
Yeah,
crazy
I want
gas.
I
It's
want
a
one of
diesel.
them old
It is a lot of
Jeeps.
gas.
One of the old Jeeps like we used to have. It's called an M151. I want one of those so bad. When I was in California, we were out goofing, doing something. We're in the mountains and we rolled it. And
really?
we just flipped it right back up on its wheels and kept on going.
Yeah.
You know, I mean
They never should have got rid of those.
No,
Jeeps.
those things
Those
were
are so
awesome.
Cool. I couldn't imagine me having the free will of hopping in a Jeep nowadays. It's
Yeah.
like, you gotta hop in this huge Humvee. It's like a pain in the butt. Like drives like a brick on the road.
Right,
you know?
right.
Sucks up a ton of diesel.
You know, when I think about it, you forget a lot about like the military part, right?
Yeah.
I remember how small it used to be, that little seating area in the Hummer.
Yeah.
And because they had the bars, the security bars. That were
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. So you couldn't adjust the
Now, did you
seats.
guys have the ballistic glass when you were
Well, some
over
of them,
there?
if you were overseas, it's mandatory, at least in the Middle East, for up armored because they have air conditioning.
Oh, okay.
I guess when the first entry, there was a lot of soft Humvees.
Oh,
over
there were.
And
Yeah.
okay.
They
Number
didn't even
one-
have armor plating.
Yeah, number one, you get shot right through. But number
Right.
two, there's no AC. But they've made it now to where you can't even have it out there unless it's up armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
When I went out there, we had the canvas Hummers.
Yeah.
So we were
yeah.
putting metal. They were welding metal on the outside of it.
Oh, no kidding.
Right? So then.
Oh, that's
we
an illegal
asked-
modification. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, then somebody's like,
Do what you got to do to stay
Yeah.
alive.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
So
Absolutely.
then one of my buddies, he's like, I'm taking my doors off. I'm like, why? He's like, what? And all that's going to do is create more shrapnel. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
man, I
Yeah.
think he's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking that off too.
If it
He's like,
melts-
at least I can shoot back. I'm
Right.
like,
Melts on you, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when back in the 80s, you know, I'm a little older. We were sending equipment and people down to South America, down to Honduras and stuff. And we were heavy equipment platoons. We were building roads and stuff like that. Well, we were tearing up the blades on the graders and the plows and all this stuff. So they're like, you know, what can we do? What can we do? I was like, well, you know, being the maintenance chief, I was like, well, they make these welding rods. They're called hardening rods. And you weld beads on the blades to make them stronger. And so the beads, the welds that you put on there will disintegrate first before it makes the plow last longer. So that's I ordered them. We started doing that. Here comes my captain. Oh, Sergeant Dunn. No, you can't do that. You know, he's from I shouldn't make fun of him. But anyway, I didn't like him anyway. But anyway, he was the worst CO I ever had. And he's like, oh, you can't do that. That's an illegal modification, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, sir, we have to do it. And you know what? I will take the heat for this. If this is an illegal modification and we get in trouble for modifying our equipment, I don't care. I'm going to take the heat for it because we're going to do what we got to do to get the mission done.
Yeah.
You know? And he was like, okay, you're going to get in trouble. I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, what are they going to do to me?
Article 15
It's
because I did something
Right,
to fix
right,
it.
yeah. Well, in the military, in the Marine Corps anyway, you have a list of what equipment you rate, right, based on your unit, your size, and everything.
Your readiness.
Yeah. How many graders we could have, how many forklifts we could have.
Oh, that's your MTO. That's
Yeah, I forgot what that was called. Your MTO. Yep. So there was one time where we had equipment we weren't supposed to have. And we were getting ready for a big
But it wasn't
inspection.
on the books?
It wasn't on the books, but
Better
we had it.
Take that crap home.
So,
Hide it in the back.
in the back behind our shop in Camp Pendleton, and I would imagine it's probably still there. We buried it.
Oh, wow.
So somewhere in Camp Pendleton by the Fallbrook Gate is is a couple forklifts, a couple Terex forklifts buried in the dirt.
What? It's like Secret Friday,
Yes.
man. We're all telling
Yes.
secrets. All right, Rocky, you're next.
I don't
Tell
know.
me
Tax,
something,
your
man.
tax dollars at work because we couldn't get rid of them. We
You tell
could
any
not get rid
supply
of them.
sergeant that this isn't on the books.
I love that
and
you
they're
guys
going to
buried
figure out a way to hide it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, obviously, you get inspected.
That's
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, like, they want you to turn in this old stuff that's obsolete.
Yeah.
Right? And then it just
But it still
falls off
works.
the books anyway.
yeah.
So then it never gets turned in. It
Yep.
falls off the books. It's sitting there. It's still fully mission capable.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm not turning
right.
this in just because I'm going to hide this so I
Right.
can keep it, at least use it, right?
And we had a trailer, Connex box full of parts, right, that we weren't supposed to have. So when we got ready for inspection, we didn't bury those because I wanted those.
Yeah, right.
So I put them on a trailer, and I had a guy drive 'em around the base all day.
That's smart. Hey, Private, here's your
Yeah,
mission.
here's your mission for today, Private. Just drive around. Don't come back till at least 1700.
That's awesome. Oh, man, that is such a military thing. I
Isn't
love
it?
that.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, man.
I mean, to get parts sometimes, we would have to go. Now, Barstow, California, at the Marine Corps base there, they have all, it's a big place where they have all this equipment that's not drivable, doesn't work, whatever. Well, it still had parts on it. So I figured out a way how we could go legally and scavenge these parts.
Yeah. They do that a lot right
Yeah,
now. They got
yeah.
like pick and pulls,
Yeah.
old LMTVs. and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we would go out there and take a couple. Well, they cut V's, which were the pickup trucks. Take a couple of those and get whatever we could get.
Yeah.
And do the paperwork when we
And-
got
and
back, and
we
it was
talk about
good.
this on the show a lot of times, especially with maintenance. And the commanders are always like, "Hey, we need to make sure we get this part." And
Yeah.
logistics overseas, ordering a part, gosh, it can be
Oh, I can only
incredibly
imagine.
hard, right? So they have these pick and pull lots. Because what happens is these manufacturers that have a government contract, they know their contracts for 5 years, right? So they only make that vehicle for 5 years, and then it's never made again. And all the parts are changed.
Yeah.
So then when you have a 10-year-old Vic and you need, some sort of fuel pump on it, they don't make no more.
Yeah.
Unless you can
Right.
pick it off an old one, you're not getting that part.
Right.
And then so
Yeah.
that's a problem with the contracts that the military gets. It's like, and if you're consistent, then you can't. It's a bidding process. You can't keep going to the same place.
Yeah.
You
just remember. We used to always tell everybody, just remember, all your equipment and your weapons are made by the lowest bidder.
That's a fact.
And that's sad.
That is.
It's. I mean, I'm all for saving our tax dollars, but it comes to a point where, somebody's cousin's uncle gets the contract, and it's a piece of.
That's why they have the joke, a $12,000 hammer.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
A lot of that stuff that when it goes, when they call Circle X in maintenance, where it's like you can't use it, it's deadline. They'll get it back to mission capable to the best of their ability, try to sell it to these foreign countries. So we were retrograding out of Syria when I was over there, trying to pull everything out. And there's recent news following a deadly ambush. U.S. forces conducted strikes against dozens of ISIS targets in Syria. So it's something just a new spin up this week too. And I'm like, last year our main focus over there was to pull all of the equipment and all of the mission out of there, and we still have trailing troops, which according to this headline, we got U.S. personnel got killed.
Yeah, we had 3 that were just recently killed in the last 2 months?
Yeah,
December, I think it was.
So they're hitting strikes of ISIS still in Syria. So it's like, and that all relates to the equipment, the retrograde, because we're selling that a lot to the the foreign militias over there to get rid of it. If we don't want to take it back into Kuwait and take it back into Jordan, all around the Middle East.
Well, look
then
how much
leave
stuff
it
we
there.
left there when we left Afghanistan, and now they're using it against us.
Well, Afghanistan's like, it's on the other side of the ocean. And you got to go through Pakistan and Iran to really get it into our AO, where Kuwait and Jordan are, right, where our main footprint is.
Yeah.
So, like, once they dropped all that stuff in Afghanistan, I don't think there was ever a plan to take it.
Yeah.
Because it's just logistically not worth it.
Well, there was also
But
during
what
the
sucks is that you're leaving good quality stuff back.
Right, and during the first Gulf War, we blew up so much ammunition, our own stuff. Plus there was a lot of Russian stuff there that was found, and we blew that up too. Just so it couldn't be used again. I
So
think
that's a part of it.
if we're going to leave it on the battlefield, if we can at least destroy it,
Right.
so our enemies can't use it.
Right.
Well, that's what I didn't like about the difference between Afghanistan and Iraq, because when we left the stuff in Iraq. We left it to the Iraqis to maintain their security. We trained them. I mean, it wasn't very good. Obviously, it wasn't very good because ISIS just came in,
Yeah.
right?
But no, that's
But
Syria.
Afghanistan, we knew
from my
that the
vision,
Taliban were going to get it.
Iraq is not in as bad of shape as it was 20 years ago. Obviously, not even close.
Yeah.
Their government and their army handles themselves pretty much self-stabilized now. Like we don't have a whole lot of issues.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, during the first Gulf War again, is they had everybody so afraid of the Iraqi Republican Guard that they were the elite of the elite. You know, and when the war started, everyone was scared to death. Maybe not scared, maybe that's not the right term, but you know, apprehensive, aware that these were the elite people we were fighting. Yeah, they all surrendered.
I'm telling you, he's my favorite general. Schwarzkopf.
They were hungry.
Schwarzkopf was awesome.
God, he was awesome.
He was awesome. I loved it when he had them convinced he was going to make an amphibious landing on the beach, and he had no intention of doing that.
No.
He came around the other way and boxed them in, and I was like, "Oh, that's genius! That's awesome!" You know?
Genius.
And he was the type of general, just like General Gray, who was a commandant of the Marine Corps when I was on active duty, and he was a troops general, if you know what I mean. He had no problem going up and talking to an E3 in the Army. What is that, a tech sergeant?
E3 PFC. That's
PFC?
Steve,
Oh,
man.
okay. So, and General Gray had no problem going up and talking to a Lance Corporal. I mean, I almost got he came to our platoon and we were doing a dog and pony show, which for the civilians listening, a dog and pony show has nothing to do with animals. It's where we were maintenance platoon, so everybody's wearing clean coveralls. You can't get dirty. The floors, you could eat off the floors. They were so
standing
clean.
tall and looking good.
Yeah. So he comes through, and I'm in my little supply area doing whatever, trying not to get dirty. And he comes in and he looks at me and my warrant. I can see my warrant officer behind him. And he says, "Hey, Sergeant." And I was like, "Yes, sir." You know, I'm standing tall, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God, the commandant's talking to me.
Yeah.
Holy crap." You know, and I'm like, and he's like, "What do you think about, you know, how is it for your Marines here in California?" And I could see my warrant officer, his eyes are just rolling. And I'm like, "Oh boy." I said, "Well, sir," I said, "I think it's unsat that we have Marines here living off base because we don't have enough base housing and they're on food stamps." And my warrant officer's like waving his hands like, no, shut
said
up.
that?
Yes, I did. And he was like, "You know what, Sergeant? You're absolutely right, and we got to do something about that. I'll see what I can do."
Yeah.
You know, and my warrant officer was just like, he gave me, I'm telling you, if looks could kill, I'd have died right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
You don't read.
he asked me a question, you know, and I'm not going to say, "Oh, everything's perfect, sir." You know.
More of a rhetorical.
I've never-
how's your
supposed to
day
say.
going?
Yeah, right? Right? So I was like, I have to have something intelligence to tell this man.
Man.
You know. So,
Wow, good job.
but you know,
I wouldn't be able to do that.
the Marines
I'm not
always,
gonna
you
lie.
know, they always taught us, probably what they teach you in the Army too, is you speak your mind, you respectfully. You know, if you're going to disagree with your CO about something, you have to do it respectfully. Because you can't say you're just a piece of crap and I'm not listening to you. You know, you just can't do that. And you may have to do what you don't want to do anyway because they give you an order to do it. You know, and it's not an illegal order, so you do it, even though you don't want to. You know,
Leaders
so
always say to say what's on your mind.
yes.
But I don't think they really mean it.
So we're coming to last call here. We're gonna get out
Okay.
of here. But what? So Steve, what you got?
Be careful with the weather. Have a
Yeah.
good weekend.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
weather. Hopefully in the 20s.
It's supposed to be in the high 30s next week.
Oh, I heard 40. Somebody said.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, I heard 40.
Oh, a heat wave.
Yeah,
Nice.
right. All the snow melt. Donna, you got anything last?
I love when we can sit around here and tell our stories. I just love that.
Yeah.
Because we all have different experiences. You know, you guys are, of course, more recent than I am. So I like to tell stories from the good old days. But don't think that the good old days were always good, because they weren't. But anyway, so I just want to tell everybody, you know, reach out to your buddy, 988, if you're feeling like you want to hurt yourself. Or not even if you're going to hurt yourself, if you just need somebody to talk to, you know, because sometimes everything that we've been through in the military can get a little overwhelming. And we just need that hand up to say, "Hey, I need some help. And it's so hard for us as veterans to ask for help. So don't be afraid to do that.
Yeah. Everybody keep your heads up. The winter is coming to an end, although the groundhog said that we've got a few more weeks.
He's a communist.
What we say in the military, we say standing tall and looking good.
There you go.
All the way to Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. Charlie Mike, continue mission. We are the best military force, and we have the best support groups for our veterans out there, and we want to make sure that you hear us and our support every week on WJOB at 9 a.m., 12:30 a.m., 104.7 FM. We want you to tune in and come back and listen to us and have some fun.
Yeah.
We'll get you some good information. So as Joe always said, we like to quote Joe, we may not be the best, but we are always striving as a country to become the best.
There you go.
And in a lot of different ways, we are the best. So keep your heads up and let's get after it, and have a good week, folks.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Good night, Chesty, wherever you are.